now. We've got our guest is going to join us. Not very often that you get to talk to a legend. So I'm going to pop him on right now. See if you can hear us. Coach, you hear us okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Awesome. How are you doing today, Coach?
I'm doing great. How about you?
We're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us. I know you've been up early this morning getting back home. So I hope you had a good day yesterday in Columbus.
Yeah, it was a great day. Got a chance to do an autograph signing up there and be with some former great running backs at from Ohio State. So definitely a great time, but good to be back.
Nice. Yeah, I hope you got to catch up with some of your old boys and get to hang out a little bit back at
Yeah.
C-Bus.
Oh yeah. You had the likes of Butler Binote, Vince Workman, some legends, Carlos Snow. You had Carlos Hyde there,
Nice.
myself, and a few others. So it was a nice show.
Awesome. I'm glad you guys had a good time. It looked like a pretty good group of legends getting together. We've been talking a little college football today, breaking down, the off season. We've been doing, pro days. We've been doing the combine action. And I know you guys are getting ready at Tennessee State to do a little spring ball. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We've started up. We've already had 3 practices. So and we're excited about what we've seen so far. So coming in last year in May, we came in on the back end of what spring ball was supposed to be. So we really didn't get a chance to have a spring ball, but it's just refreshing to be able to do that and implement everything that Coach George and his vision wants. And it's really been good. It's been a good 3 days.
Coach, James Bonneville here. Hey, tell me a little bit about your recruiting process coming from, Euclid going to Ohio State. Like, who else were you looking at? And plus, during your high school process, was there a lot of pressure on you to stay in the home state and play for Ohio State during that time period?
You know what? Things were back in the '90s. Things were a little bit different as far as the recruiting process goes. We didn't necessarily have the 247s and the 5 stars and 4-star type of thing. I know if you were a college coach at the time, you would probably find a diamond in the rough like myself. But as far as the recruiting process went for me, I was getting recruited by pretty much every big school in the nation and the country. And what I wanted to do was to narrow it down to a Midwest team. So I knew I wanted to play tough, hard nosed, run the ball type of football. So I knew that type of football was in the Midwest. So before the process even started, I got rid of the Florida States, the Floridas, the Southern USC's, everybody out west. And I said, I'm either going to go to a Notre Dame type school, Ohio State, a Big Ten type school, but those are the types of schools I wanted to go to. So from there, I got recruited by the Penn States, the Notre Dames, all the Syracuse at the time even. I was getting recruited by the Western schools, and it kind of took off from there. So.
Nice.
But the whole process was much different. You didn't have as many camps to go to for exposure. So the coaches back in the day, I give them credit. They had to do their due diligence in regards to finding talent. So
Yeah, no doubt, Coach. And it's a lot. It seems like it's a lot, easier to find the kids these days because there is the more exposure. There's the 7-on-7. There's the camps at, the regional camps. There's the national camps. There's so much more access to video, but obviously the competition to get these kids is so much, so much rougher, and you've got so many more people coming at them. Just tell us a little bit about, how you guys handle that now at TSU and what your goals are when you're going out and starting your recruiting process.
Well, for us at TSU, right now we're just trying to make sure everybody who comes to TSU or who wants to be a part of our program buys into what Coach George's vision is. And aesthetically, we might not look the same as other schools, But as far as everything else in the program, being able to play a top brand of football in a great conference, being able to get a great education from a great accredited university, all of those things we're trying to make sure people understand when we recruit them to our university. So, we want them to buy into the vision and understand that we're going to continue to grow and expand facilities, things like that. But we want to develop a culture that wants to come here, work on and off the field, and work for what we get and get the wins that way.
Coach, you've had a lot of influences throughout your entire life, from, not only playing for John Cooper at Ohio State, but the players you had in your locker room, which one of them you're working with today, to Bo Pelini during your time at Youngstown State, Doc Holliday. Who was the biggest who were the biggest influencers on you to not only who you were as a player, but now looking as a coach, directing those young men be not only good on the field, but good later on in life too, as well?
Well, as a player, you couldn't get any better person as a leader and a teammate than Eddie George. So, I got to see firsthand every day the way he came to work. His work ethic influenced me, the way he approached the game on and off the field. So that was something that a lot of people aren't privy to that I got a chance to experience. So the respect that I have for Eddie, not only as a player and then now as a coach, is off the charts. Regarding being a coach, I started my career in an NAI institution, Ohio Dominican, with Coach Dale Carlson. He kind of showed me how to organize as a head coach, how to be organized and organize practice, things like that. I also learned that from head coach Bill Connolly, who once we transitioned to Division II at Ohio Dominican, I learned that from him. Bill Connolly was the recruiting coordinator at Ohio State for a bunch of years. In those the years of the 90s, we had some of the best teams around. So he was responsible for that. And then going to a school like Youngstown State with Bo, I was there for a quick stint. Yeah. But then getting the opportunity at Marshall, and Marshall is where I really believe that I came into my own as a coach, because there were a lot of different. Marshall's a different place. There are a lot of different things that you had to go through as a coach that I believe helped me grow as a coach, become a better coach for what I am right now. So it just goes full circle. Now I'm at TSU with Eddie, who I respect. Again, going back to our relationship and everything I learned from him, and now we can put that all together. My experience helping him do his best as a head coach. So it's really just a great situation to be in at this point.
Yeah, I agree, Coach. And you talked a lot earlier about, Coach George's vision. And, obviously he's got a tremendous staff that he's assembled. Me and James were talking about that off air. He's got a lot of guys that have a lot of experience, a lot of knowledge. What is Coach George's kind of vision for this program, and what are the goals that you guys have as you move forward in year two?
Well, his vision includes giving our student athletes the best situation to succeed in. So he's trying to make sure that we have the facilities, we have the meals, we have everything set up. So all they have to do is go out and do a great job in the classroom, and then go out and do a great job on the field. So we're trying to get things. So we just got a new weight room, for instance. Nice. The kids are going to love that. They love that. We're having an addition of coaches' offices attached to our indoor. So those are all things that are being put in place to help, lead Coach's vision. He just wants our guys to be in a situation where they can succeed. Yeah. And that's on and off the field. So helping to provide them with opportunities off the field, entrepreneurship. Those are some of the things that he talks about. So with everything he's done, being on Broadway, being, doing a few movies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. With all the contacts that we have as a staff, it's our job to kind of use those contacts and those things that we have in our lives to help our student athletes. And I think that's what he's trying to do. And so he's assembled this staff, like you said, of guys who's played in the NFL. They've been there, they've done that. And, now we can provide that help on and off the field truly for our student athletes. And it's a win-win for both.
Definitely.
Do you feel like things are more relaxed now? I mean, last year it was probably just rushing, getting everything put together, getting on the field. Now you guys have more time to really develop on culture and long-term goals and solutions, especially, going to the spring ball and now getting ready for Grambling State in the fall.
Well, I wouldn't say things are more relaxed. Again, I'll say it's great to have the opportunity to have a spring ball, so that you can get your offense installed, your defenses, and now everybody's more comfortable going into the season. But being comfortable is something that is far removed from what we're trying to preach at this time.
Sure.
We're currently just trying to make sure our guys, are able to play fast. Everything we do is fast. Running onto the field is fast. There's a sense of urgency with every aspect of our program, and that's what Coach George is trying to push forward.
Yeah, you're right. I was just thinking you guys had more time, and relax is probably the worst word I could probably use right there. So
there's nothing relaxing about football.
Exactly. I mean, even between whistles, between not workouts, but drills, that's, you're sprinting from one part to the next. There's nothing relaxed about it. So.
Oh yeah, but it is it feels refreshing to be able to spend more time teaching in the classroom our athletes. That's the biggest piece right there. So we can be more detailed in the classroom with them, so that they really know what they're doing come fall time.
Nice. And Coach, I wanted to ask you about something we've talked a lot about on this show, and that's obviously, the new rules with the transfers and being allowed to, move around and go to different places. And I just wanted to get a feel for, how you guys are approaching that, and have you, looked to the portal to bring in some guys to maybe fill some holes that you may have in certain position groups.
Well, yeah, Coach George's thing is, we want to be a 40-40-20 team. We want to look at what's in the portal, and if they fit what we're trying to do here, obviously we're going to vet the situation and see if that's the best fit for us, which we've done. We've gotten a few guys out of the portal that you'll see this fall that will probably surprise you, that, they come from bigger schools, et cetera. But Coach George also wants to develop some of the core talent that we have from in-state as well right now. He wants to be able to develop those guys over time as well. And then our recruits that we just recently brought in November, those are guys that we feel that can, we can expedite the situation. And those are guys that can come in and help us right away. We feel that way. So, it's a process, and Coach George has the plan, but it's a process, and we're just trying to, as a coaching staff, we're trying to execute that plan. And I think we're going in the right direction.
What's your school's recruiting footprint right now, as far as high school talent?
Well, as far as high school talent, obviously we want to make sure we have our hand on the western part of Tennessee, middle and east. All right. So that's first and foremost. So I know we've gotten out and we've talked to some coaches, et cetera, in all parts of Tennessee. So that's first and foremost what we like to focus on. We go up to Ohio, Indiana. We go over out east to the DC area. That's a big area for us, Virginia's. We also go down to Florida. We have North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia as well. So, we kind of our footprint is in that Midwest kind of area. And we try to get the athletes from Florida, Texas, Georgia, and Tennessee, obviously. But, we feel like with those areas of recruiting, we can bring in the talent that we need to succeed here.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell James, man, the East Tennessee's gotten a lot better. You know, when I was coming up, Knoxville, Tri-Cities area, you know, it wasn't on par with the mid-state, Nashville, Murfreesboro, and of course not even close to Memphis. But
Right.
the talent around East Tennessee has improved a lot, in my opinion. Just what do you think, Coach? Do you think it's gotten better over here in the east side of Tennessee?
Well, I know one thing. Us getting out this past fall, getting out to some games, seeing some high school players from this area out east and out west. We certainly came back as a staff and said, "Hey, you know, we can win with the talent here. If we didn't go anywhere else, we can win with talent right here in Tennessee." But there's definitely enough talent. There's definitely enough of talent to go that we need for any position on our team. You know, they have the quarterbacks in Tennessee. They have the skill players in Tennessee, and they have the O linemen and D linemen in Tennessee. So we really don't have to go outside of the state, but you know, we do that because we want to compete with everybody. We do have to go out of state because we want to compete at a high level.
What do you think your biggest selling point is to parents, to kids, for them to come to Tennessee State? Because I can only imagine you've got like a whole quiver of arrows sitting in your back pocket. What do you think your biggest asset is to sell to bring kids to school there?
Well, it's really you know, the culture, the coaching staff, and the city. All right. So I mean, the city of Nashville, selling that to a kid is easy. You look at everything that you can possibly do in the city of Nashville. I mean, downtown is great. If you want to go downtown and just walk around, you want to be a part of something, you can go downtown. You can get done whatever you need to do right here in the city. And that's a selling point. The coaching staff with all of the experience of guys that's been in the NFL, myself, Coach George, you know, Coach Fish, who's coached in the NFL, and his staff, Joe Bowden, who played in the NFL with Coach George, and Clyde Simmons, who's played with the Browns and the Philadelphia Eagles. So the coach, you know, just selling the coaches and what they've done as well. I mean, you're not going to get any better technical coaching from anybody in the country. So that's also a selling point. And then just the experience at the university with the culture, being at an HBCU, and the culture that Coach George is trying to implement here. I mean, that normally is a great selling point to all the guys we bring in, and if they buy into it, then you know the rest is history. We're going to rise real quickly.
Yeah, no doubt, Coach. Well, we wish you the best of luck, Coach. We love what you've been doing. Well, you got another question?
I got one more question. I was
All
looking
right,
at your wrong schedule, Coach. I didn't realize you are kicking off out in Cheney against Eastern Washington.
Oh yeah.
Are you going to have sunglasses on for the glare that comes off that red red turf they have?
Oh man, yeah, yeah. That's, you know, I think I first saw that field when I was coaching in Division II, and one of the teams we were playing were you know. We were kind of looking at the film, and I said, "Wow, I've never seen that before." A red football field. I know you got Boise with the blue, but the red is something very different. And so that'll be an experience for us all when we go out there.
Oh, completely. I mean, it's so hard to watch on TV because it's just so bright. I mean,
right.
I can't even imagine like playing in that, or even at like Central Arkansas that's got that gray and purple back and forth. I mean, at least there's some transition to it, but I'm like,
it's odd. It's odd, but you know, it doesn't take away from the team they got out there. They got a really good team. They got a really good fan base. They got history. So you know, we got to get our guys ready to go play that game, and we're excited to do it. So it's going to be a fun time, fun experience.
Well, we'll have to try and get over and come see you, Coach. I've been following you. I grew up here in Tennessee, and I played at Knoxville Catholic High School here in Knoxville. But my family's originally from Ohio, so I went up and played at Ohio Wesleyan, which is Division III. up in Delaware, and now I'm back down in Tennessee. So I've been following you around a little bit, but we'll have to come over and try and get to a game this year and check you guys out, because we're real excited about what you're doing at Tennessee State.
Absolutely. Anytime, just let me know.
All right, Coach. Good luck to you, and thank you so much. I know you've been busy and had a rough weekend, so I appreciate you taking the time to come on today and give us a few minutes.
Appreciate you having me. Thanks.
All right, Coach. Have a good one, and thank you again, man. We appreciate you so much.
You too. Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right,
you
Coach.
too now.